My name is Joe Monteperto, and I am the author of The Edge of Whiteness, a memoir, my memoir, and doing a reading here today at Pearl Studios in New York City, and it's Father's Day. And it's like a tribute to my father because my father passed, and I just really want to make this as kind of a tribute to him also. And my mother will be coming, and some friends, and all kinds of people, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be great. The Edge of Whiteness is kind of about integration that went on in the early 70s, and it was in my high school. Now, there's been a lot of books written by black people about integration at the time, and by white people at the time. I'm a little bit off to the edge. I'm not exactly like a blonde-haired white person, and I'm not a black person. And even though people think I'm Puerto Rican, I'm not Latino, I'm Sicilian. So, but people always think I'm Puerto Rican. So because of my face, I was basically able to dance on the edge of all these different nationalities and races. I'm gonna actually be segueing and playing all the characters, you know, with all the voices and everything, as I go into my reading. I'm going to be doing my segues, my stories, then I'll be doing my actual readings. But it's going to be, I would say, more of a performance than actual reading. So I think the people are really going to enjoy it. And I enjoy it because I love being on stage. So this book, The Edge of Whiteness, I'm going to read about, it's basically about this journey, me being on the edge of like all these nationalities and races in high school when it was really more segregated than it is now. So, so I grew up in this, we grew up in this Italian, really Italian neighborhood in Brooklyn. Everything was Italian, like we went to Italian stores, we ate Italian food, everyone was Italian. And I didn't think there was any other people. I thought, well, this is what everybody is like. So, so we were over there, and the thing was that nobody in my family had ever left Brooklyn, because it was the Italian place, and they didn't even go to Manhattan, which was like 15 minutes away. It was not for a visit or anything. And until like the race riots started in 1968, there was these race riots, and everybody, it was kind of a little rough. They were burning down, and people were getting freaked out a little bit in the neighborhood. So my Uncle Richie was like the first to get the hell out of there. He was like, took the family, they got out, and they went to this place in New Jersey. Then like a year later, we went, our family. And we're going over the Verrazano Bridge and the Goethals Bridge. It's moving day, you know, we're finally getting out of there. And we come to this town, Roselle, New Jersey, and it might as well have been another nation. It was like 25 miles away, but it could have been another nation, you know? It was like row after row of like these manicured lawns, bushes, lawn jockeys, and we're like, oh shit. What are we going to roll into the set of My Three Sons? Or it was really like, oh, I couldn't believe this was. So we finally get in, we come up to 506 West 3rd Avenue, and we exchange these cheerful embraces and hugs with my Uncle Richie and my Aunt Tina and my cousins. We hadn't seen them in a while. And so my cousins, Skinny and Ricky, they whisked me off around the corner to meet their friend, Michael Maroney. Almost immediately, we're surrounded by what appears to be a gang of bullies. Although, the only reason I'm able to surmise that these are bullies is because I had just recently seen the movie, the James Cagney movie, Angels with Dirty Faces, on TV. That's the only reason I knew. So, you know, there must have been like 15 or 20 of them, all around like our ages, between 11 and 13. And they're all actually wearing these longshoreman-type caps, lowered down over one eye. They actually had dirty faces, too, and runny noses. Say, where do you fellas think you're going? Snarled the apparent leader of the gang. Silence. I scrutinized my cousins' faces. Hey, I asked you rummies a question, the leader continued. We're going over to Michael Maroney's house, answered Ricky. The tough steps over to me, looks me up and down. Who's the squirt? He's our cousin Joey. He just moved here from Brooklyn today, says my cousin Chris. So, another Monteperto, huh? Or maybe I should call you Monteturdo? So he looks back at his minions and they're all cackling on cue. What? I said, what are you guys supposed to be, like a bad version of the Bowery Boys or something? So, a real wise guy, eh? I ought to knock your block off right here, he says, pointing a finger into my chest, you know. Listen, Pipsqueak, seeing since you're new here and all, I'm gonna cut your break. I'm Butch Finnegan, see? And I'm the Duke of this turf. Next time I catch you around here, your face is gonna be lousy with knuckles. Got it? So this is what I come into in this neighborhood. It's like the whitest neighborhood ever. And it only gets worse when we meet our neighbors. We have these, the boys next door, the Holden brothers, John and Philip, they wore what appeared to be like their father's pants. They were the whitest. They would carry these trombones and tubas to school. And John Philip Sousa, the father of marching band music, was their idol. But the thing was, they had this daughter named Marcy Fink. She had these like really thick glasses, red hair. She was around my sister's house, bright red hair, and she would dress up as a pilgrim for Thanksgiving and actually walk around town as a pilgrim. I don't know why this is, but I was just like, okay. There was even a barbershop quartet. So it goes on like this for a couple of years, you know, a few years, everything's kind of cool, and then everything completely changes. It's the first day of high school that me and my cousin Skinny are going into, and we're there, and we notice like all the students are really white, like painfully white. And we're like, oh, we at least have some color, so we're thinking, thank God. I mean, there's paintings of Thomas Jefferson and George Washington and Lincoln and, you know, just that kind of thing. So me and my cousin, Skinny, stood by ourselves in the large foyer that led to the front doors. It's the first day of high school for us, 1973. We gaze out through those front doors. American flags rippling in the breeze. Suddenly, a dilapidated school bus from like the 1950s comes chugging up the street, smothering black smoke spewing from its tailpipe. It is immediately followed by another equally monstrous relic. Their brakes screech, the gears groan, and the buses lurch to a thumping halt right in front of Roselle High. The joyous buzz quickly dissipates, replaced by an overwhelming crescendo of threatening laughter, cursing, and yelling from the outside. I could sense the collective shiver rise from our group inside as the doors to the ancient vehicles creak open, and the noise threatens to pierce the sound barrier. One by one, they pour out. Giants, imposing black giants. And those were the girls. Then the boys swagger off the bus. Or should I say, grown men? At least compared to us. As they come bopping triumphantly through the doors, one of the dudes spits a wad of bazooka gum right into Drew Phelps's face. It sticks to the lenses of his glasses. Oh, shit! Check this white motherfucker out! They're all dying, stamping up and down, stamping, cracking up. Man, I just looked at everybody. We were doomed. We knew it. They knew it. The era of busing had finally arrived in Roselle, New Jersey, and meant nothing was ever going to be the same. These were like rough kids. They had taken over the school. They were just like picking off white kids like bison on the plain, you know, like, you know, we were completely terrorized. And I'm, for some reason, put in the 9-10 class, levels being 9-1 to 9-12, which is kind of like the retarded criminal class. You know, I'm just trying to sit in the back, like, you know, trying to survive. There's these other two guys, I let them get the punishment. You know, these other white guys, I was like, let them have it. So, you know, I'm just sitting there, I'm just trying to survive. I don't want trouble. But, you know, we were like nervous, me and my cousin Skinny. We really just wanted to get out of there. The school was getting like crazy rough. I mean, it had gone from like rough to crazy rough. And the bathroom was the place you did not want to go. Because the bathroom was like they were selling drugs. I mean, LSD, herb, anything you want, girls from the outside, anything you'd want, you could get from there, right? And it was like you did not want to go into this place. But one day, man, I had the worst diarrhea imaginable. And I'm sitting in class, and I'm sitting in class, and I'm thinking, oh, I gotta get to the bathroom. And I didn't want to go, but I figured it's better than shitting on the floor, and being humiliated like that. So, I stutter step into the bathroom. It's like, I don't want to go, and I say out the password. It's all right. It's empty. A gift from God, a free pass. I exhale deeply as I jump onto the toilet bowl in relief. Now, if I could only get my 5 minutes in, I could escape the situation and actually live to tell about it. As soon as that thought pops into my mind, the bathroom door flies open, and Earth, Wind, and Fire's Boogie Wonderland blasts through the room, just about knocking me off the toilet seat. Shouts, curses, and laughter at an equally disturbing volume. Yo, those cracker motherfuckers, man, that flogged my boy Dwight ass last night, man. Right over there on St. George Avenue. Cracked his ribs, broke his leg, fucked him up, man. The man, right? Yo, third time this month, shit be like that, be going down. Shit, brother, they be using niggas like target practice, man. They could be like the slave days and shit. Thinking, man, this shit's gotta stop, you know what I'm saying? Yo, some white motherfucker even eyeball my black ass wrong. I fuck his ass up. Shit, serious. I freeze as I walk past my stall and then peer out the crack in the door. Oh my God, holy shit. It is the worst possible nightmare. David White and Boo and Garland Daniels, also known as the Orange-Faced Brothers, because of their strange orange-like complexions and eyebrows. Man, I just pull my legs up so they can't see them under the door, I contort my body to stop the flow of refuse. I can make out something about the angel dust they had just scored that morning. Great, fuck. It's known that on angel dust, you could be capable of, like, any crazy thing, even murder. So they're passing around like a paper bag with a quart bottle of Mad Dog 2020. White devil motherfuckers, man. Next punk I see, David White jumps up in a perfect Bruce Lee-like form, kicks the mirror, shattering it. Bam! They all laugh in agreement. Right? I hear you, right? I wince, do my best to hold in a fart. Man, I try not to breathe, but my stomach starts grumbling. I just hope they can't hear it over the music. Man, I can't hold it anymore. I can't hold it anymore. I tighten my stomach and clench my teeth and let out a fart. I'm sure they hear it. I swear they hear it. I swear. I hear footsteps coming over to my stall. I close my eyes and pray for a quick and merciful ending. I hear the bathroom door squeak open. I open my eyes. In walks Butch Finnegan, leader of Finnegan's gang. He's one of the toughest of the white kids, right? He's already had a few run-ins with them. He walks in, right past them, over to the urinal, and pulls down a zipper. There's total silence. Man, you could just feel that something was gonna happen. Something bad. So right after that, all this stuff is going on, and now the oil embargo hits. I don't know if anybody, 1973, there was odd and even license plates. People had to stand in line, had to put their cars in line at the gas station just to get gas. And it was a really bad recession. My father lost his job for the first time since he was 8 years old. My father never stopped work. He always was working, so he didn't know what to do with himself, What is he gonna do? He's home now, and he becomes like the Fuhrer of the kitchen pantry. I mean, he's already banal, and he's gone completely mad. He starts weighing out our bowls of Captain Crunch cereal on Weight Watcher scales to see how many minerals we got or something. I don't know. He's counting the drips on the faucet to see how much it's gonna cost him at the end of the month when the faucet is leaking. And he starts buying Spam, which is like the worst thing ever for an Italian family. He's gone mad, and now my mother gets into the austerity mania. And she got her crazed, and she starts like bringing in these black hefty bags full of horrible clothes. Hand-me-downs, like from the Salvation Army, from relatives, from cousins. I don't know where they're from, but they're horrible. And they would always be these like flared, checkered bell bottoms. They were like red and white. They looked like picnic table cloths. So they became known as picnic pants. So I'm wearing picnic pants, and I am so nervous now. I'm wearing picnic pants. I'm so nervous that me and my cousin Skinny are stealing yodels, ring-dings, devil dogs, everything from all the stores around there. And my butt is getting fatter and fatter and fatter. I'm not fat anywhere else except my ass. I have this huge ass. My mother's trying to get more picnic pants. I'm wearing tight picnic pants with a big fat butt, right? And I'm a total target now in school. That's it. That was all I needed. Plus the $2 Pathmark sneakers that fell apart in gym class. This is like, oh, I'm in trouble. So now David White and the boys, they turned their attention on me. They killed everybody else. They turned their attention on me now, and they start beating the fuck out of me. It's like bam, 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 every day. Putting me in lockers, throwing me in lockers, locking it up, taking just taking my lunch, taking everything. It was just like every day was another beat up. I said, at some point I realized, I got to do something, or I'm going to get killed. Because I would say things, even though I was like 5 foot. I would say things to them, So then this friend who we broke into his house and ate all the raisins out of his raisin bran, he got a weight set for his birthday. And I went in there and I just started lifting weights. And after a while, it was like my weight set. I took it over. I was like, this is my weight set now. And so I started lifting weights like crazy, and I'm running, and I got rid of the whole, it was called the normo of the human butt. That was what my friends called me. And so I'm getting rid of a normo. I grow a mustache now, too. And maybe that helped to grow the mustache. And I'm getting big. By going to school, but David White is like still beating me up because I don't know how to fight. I might have some muscles, but I don't have a fight. So that summer comes, and I said, nah, that's it. So I make a decision to go up to the PAL in Elizabeth, Police Athletic League, in Elizabeth, New Jersey, which is like, there has not been a white person there for 20 years. And it's like the scariest place. Everybody thinks there's like cannibals. There's all kinds of rumors there. So I go in there into this PAL, and it's all these like future gold glovers, and some guys went pro. I am just like fascinated by this place. I love it. I love the smell of the canvas. I love the blood, the Clorox, the whole thing. It's totally enchanting to me, So I go over there, and I get into it. I'm going every day, and I'm working with this guy takes a liking to me. So I'm sparring. I'm getting into it. I'm feeling good, and I actually get pretty good. So all of a sudden, I'm doing this boxing training, and there's this one day that I had just come out of my first sparring session in the PAL, where I had done pretty well against one of the kids who was about my weight. I was hitting him, he was hitting me, I loved it. What a fucking rush, So I'm strutting down Broad Street in Elizabeth, enveloped in my gushing testosterone, and I turned my head over to these lights in front of this beauty parlor, Tijeras de Oro, scissors of gold. And there she was. The most incredible woman I have ever laid eyes on. Caramel-colored skin, long brown curly hair, tinted blonde, and the most amazing full lips. Pink lips. I don't know if they were naturally that color or if it was a lipstick. Man, but they were perfect. But even all that pales in comparison to her truly major asset. Hazel green eyes. Hypnotizing green eyes. Green eyes and caramel skin? Holy shit, it should be against the law. It was crazy. So for the next 2 weeks, I make every effort to just pass by the Tijeras de Oro. I don't want her to see me, I just want to see her there just to see her, just to catch a glimpse of her. I'm just like that. And so one day I look in there, I don't see her. I'm like, holy fuck, did she get fired? Where is she? I'm panicking, And suddenly she appears right in front of me, knocking sharply at the glass. Man, I jump like fucking Lou Alcindor about to dunk a basketball. Scares the shit out of me. She looks me right in the eye, wiggles a finger. Come in, beckoning for me to come in. I step inside. This sultry mixture of hairspray, ammonia, perfume, and cigarette smoke. Rapid fire chattering in Spanish, loud tittering, clicking heels, snapping gum, and blaring Puerto Rican music. Then I notice everyone in there laughing. They're smiling with anticipation. Whoa, these were women, man. Not girls, women. So Esperanza, that's her name, she comes over to me, right? Ay, papi, ¿cómo te llamas? What? ¿No hablas español, papi? Español? No, no, I don't speak Spanish. Oh, baby, I thought you was a Boricua. What? What? I thought you was Puerto Rican, no? I was shocked. I am shocked. Like, I had never been mistaken for any kind of Puerto Rican before. But it had to be the dark tan and the mustache. That's what it was. I knew it. I knew I was gonna like this mustache. Where you from, Papi? Here. Well, I mean Brooklyn. Brooklyn. Aye, Brooklyn. What are you? Italian? Yeah, I'm Sicilian. There's a loud clatter from the ladies. Ooh, mafioso, Siciliano, oh, muy peligroso, cuidado, Esperanza. I feel my face flush. I'm sure it shows through, even through the tan, you know? Esperanza laughs and shushes them. Oh, pobrecito, él está muy nervioso. She touches my face and caresses it with her fingers. Ay, so smooth. You don't shave yet, Papi? Yeah, I shave. I just shaved this morning. What do you mean not shave? I shave. Esperanza is looking me up and down now. I feel my knees buckling. What did you say your name was, baby? Joe. Oh, Joe. You mean like Jose, right? How old are you, Jose? 17. 17, that's right. Are you sure you're 17, Jose? I was 15 and a half. So she winds up giving me this, like, I had this like crazy curly hair that was like all over the place, right? She winds up giving me this like mod shag afro. And so I got this mod shag afro, and then like, just out of pure luck, my mother takes me there, and I had these Benjamin Franklin glasses at the time that were really uncool, and we wind up getting these like Isaac Hayes pimp glasses. And then there's a bag. The bag comes in again, because this is right before school, so the bag comes again. I'm like, oh no, not more picnic pants. So they come in, but it's like these cool polyester clothes, like it was like some pimp dropped them off or something, you know? So then I get the Isaac Hayes glasses. We go to what's it, Tom McCann. I somehow get these platform shoes instead of earth shoes. And then I'm on the way to buy some milk at Cumberland Farms, and I find this chain, this Italian horn in the parking lot. I kiss, I'm like, yeah. So my transformation is complete, right? So I go back at school in September now, and I'm like all Puerto Ricaned out. You know, I'm strutting in there like this, you know, I'm there, and nobody recognizes me. Nobody's just looking like, who is this guy? Except David White. This guy recognizes me at my locker. Yo, man, you ain't even playing me, motherfucker. Just 'cause you got some new haircut and shades? Man, that ain't shit. I still own your bitch ass, punk. He goes to grab my lunch. But this time, I grab his arm. He looks shocked. Let go of my arm, white boy. No, I'm not gonna let it go either. No fucking way. I push him back. Uh-oh. White kids begin scrambling, man. They want no part of this, right? It's just me and him in the moment. And I stare into his bloodshot eyes, and now I'm in another body, man, another life. I'm still clenching his arm with all I got, and I'm walking this tightrope between my old feelings, the person who wanted to cringe and cave in, and this new, unknown person. Feeling this strange power welling up inside of him. This new person is winning, though, with every second that passes. I am living right now, man. A precarious bridge I'm perched on, a line that could go either way. I'll fuck you up, motherfucker. I'll fuck your pussy ass up, David threatens. He throws a left at my head. I put my forearm up, and to my surprise, I block it. Then he follows with another one. I block that one, too. Man, his eyes light way the fuck up. For a second, his whole swagger disappears. I can practically feel the momentum switching now. Hey, this boxing stuff really works. That's why a slight smile crosses my face, even though I'm kind of shaking inside. But I'm shaking with delight, with adrenaline, fear. What a fucking rush. So a crowd starts gathering around us, a noisy black crowd. Oh shit, that motherfucker be playing my man. Yo, smoke that motherfucker, David. Who that motherfucker be anyway? The orange-faced brothers. They want the kill. But instead of folding, a surge bursts through my body, a feeling of being locked in. David White comes around, tries to give me a roundhouse kick, like some bogus Green Hornet move, you know? I grab his leg and push him. He goes down, man, hard. Now, it looks like he's gonna cry. I quickly pull off my pimp glasses, right? Place them in a pocket of my silkscreen shirt. Instantly, Garland Daniels, who's half of the Orange-Faced brothers, lunges at me while I'm putting my glass on and sneaks me in the face. I don't flinch, man. I get furious. Come on, come on, come. It's a different voice now, a growl that I don't recognize. Then a sense of totally letting go, man. I throw out a jab that grazes his chin, and my blood is hot, man. I charge him. I'm ramming squarely in the stomach and knock him to the floor. I'm freaking rabid now, man. I want to tear his fucking Adam's apple out and eat it with my teeth and devour it, you know? I'm screaming and crying, tears and sweat flicking off my face. Fucking motherfucker, you owe me? You owe me, motherfucker, you owe me? So, we're like, this was a major fight. All the security guys, they bring us to the principal's office, Mr. Young. And he's like, why don't you boys just shake hands and part be friends? And I'm like, what the fuck, you fucking senile? You know, and so David White is, you know, we know what the deal is. David White says, your ass is dead, white boy. So we get suspended for 3 days because, you know, he had to do something. He had to make some kind of example. So for 3 days, we're suspended. So I get back. First, you know, and I know this is going to start a whole thing with Dave White and the Orange-Faced Brothers and that gang. I know there's going to be trouble. But the first day, nothing goes on. Second day, nothing goes on. But then, like, the third day, I'm in the hall. There's nobody there because, like, the bell is rang, and I'm late for art class. I don't want to get suspended again. So I'm in my locker trying to get my art stuff. Slam my locker shut, turn around, and run right into the posse of David White and the Orange-Faced Brothers surrounding me. It's an ambush. Yo, what's up, motherfucker? Instantly, I hear a distinctive click. There's a switchblade at his side. Yo, you be going for a walk with us, bitch, Boo Daniels declares as they tighten the circle around me, pushing toward the stairway. I'm done. I am done. That second, the boys' room door swings open. There appears a hulking, menacing figure clad in a long black leather Superfly coat, twirling a big black umbrella like an angry cat twitching his tail before pouncing on its prey. As he bops towards us, his maroon patent leather shoes echo through the hallway. Oh my God, who is this? I've never seen this guy in a school before. I wish I wasn't seeing him now. Jesus, is he into this too? Demonic features, a sadistic half-scowl sneer twists into a diabolical expression. His sinister eyes seem to be in communion with another galaxy, or maybe hell. What's up, nah? We just about to fuck this motherfucker up. They grab me roughly. He struts up to us, and he just like stares into my face for what seems like 5 minutes, like he's studying my whole essence. Oh, man, I am practically limp now. I'm almost paralyzed, but I have to fight to put on a game fight. He slides his umbrella point, which is bayonet sharp, across my mustache. His sneer breaks into a frightening grin. Yo, this motherfucker be strong. David White and the Orange-Faced Brothers all peek at each other somewhat quizzically, then back at Nana. It's then that I realize they don't really know him much, if at all, which is amazing, because like all black kids know each other. I detect a look of fear in their eyes. What the fuck is going on? Nana peers at me even more intently. Yo, how did it feel? I have absolutely no idea what you're referring to. Total silence among us. And then I said, I better say something, anything. Yeah, it felt good, man. Yeah, good as a motherfucker, boy, yeah. It was the shit. The devastating grin again returns. Yes, my brother. He turns his attention to David White and the brothers. My man be strong as shit. Nana points to my mustache with the umbrella point again. Yo, peasy head motherfuckers ain't got shit on y'all faces. My man got hair on his face. That means he be going down on females and shit. They laugh nervously, unsure what to do. His menacing scowl comes back. All right, I hear you, I hear you. Now you all tackheads, step off from my man, before I cut y'all asses up. They're angry at the intervention. Y'all niggas hear what I just said? They all disperse down the stairwell. My mustache again. It's my mustache that gave me that Puerto Rican look, which I believe had attracted Esperanza in the first place. Now this. If I had known that a mustache would have given me all these benefits, I would have cultivated one a lot sooner, just like my sister, Karen. So, so now I've been going up, I've been seeing Esperanza, and this is a woman, she's like older than me, and I gotta take her out. I'm getting like $1 a week for allowance for my father, and that's not gonna do it. So I know I gotta get a job, So I'm looking all over the place. I'm going to the barber shop, I'm going to like Carvel's, Burger King, I mean everything. I'm nothing on. Then I hear from this one kid about this Italian restaurant that like everybody in my town is like scared shit of because it's like a mafia restaurant and it's like in the really bad part of town and the guy's supposed to be like one of these guys that crushes people's skulls, and like one of those guys, So I said, hey, I gotta get money. I gotta get cash. So I decide to go over to this place. I go through all these downtown areas, check cashing places, everything. And I finally arrive at this place, the Foxhole. And I get in, red velvet everywhere, red maroon velvet everywhere, and it is a shrine to Frank Sinatra. There are hundreds and hundreds of pictures of him, all autographed with inscriptions like, to Tommy, knock 'em dead, Frankie. And his song, My Way, is playing on the jukebox. Then I'm led to a booth, and sitting there is the scariest older guy I have ever seen. He's eating a meal of veal parmesan and Italian bread, drinking a Campari and soda. Sit down. I sit down immediately. What's your name? Still doesn't look at me. Joe. Joey Watts. Joey Monteperto. Monteperto. Good. I thought you was a spick for a minute. You want a job? Yeah, Tommy boy! We need another dishwasher. His son, Tommy Boy, comes to the booth. Yeah, Pop, yeah. That other douchebag walked out on us yesterday. Almost fucking broke his neck. Long silence. You like Sinatra? Yeah. My father listens to him all the time. Yeah, he's got every one of his albums. Yeah? What's your favorite song? I frantically search my memory. I mean, I don't really listen to Frank Sinatra. I might have heard it all my life, but it's not my music. I blurt out, Summer Wind. Summer Wind, huh? All right, sing the first couple of lines for me. He's joking, right? I mean, he can't be serious. So Tommy Boy nudges me with his elbow. Sing. So I've heard that song like 1,000 times, but I can't remember any of it now. I finally realized I just gotta wing it. So, summer wind comes blowing in from across the sea. It lingered there to touch your hair and come walk with me. Now I'm looking up to see if I can still keep going. Go ahead. All summer long, we sang a song and then strode that golden sand to Sweetheart's End. The summer wind, I'm into it now, like painted kites, those days and nights. All right. You come in tomorrow after school. You get paid cash every week. Tommy Boy will show you around. I got only 2 rules. Show up on time and don't steal from me. You steal from me, I'll cut your fucking balls off and eat them for dinner. So, so I got the job. I got the job, I'm working there. And in school, my friendship with this guy, Nana, the guy who rescued me, who had, said I was strong, it grows. We're really becoming like, he's a murderer, but we're becoming good friends. And the thing that takes us, the thing that actually is the kind of the bonding point is he's a great artist. He only draws pictures of people getting killed, but he's a great artist, And I'm really dig, because I'm an artist too, So he's hitting me to all this black culture. I'm getting into Etta James, Marvin Gaye. I go up to this place, Three Guys, where they sell black clothes. This place in Elizabeth, and I get purple Swedish knits. I'm wearing a purple silk screen shirt. I have the whole Superfly coat. I'm bad, So I'm getting really now this guy at the Three Guys, this store, he also turns me on to Malcolm X. So I'm getting into this whole Malcolm X thing. I'm totally into Malcolm X. I'm getting into Islam. I am like a black militant at this point, So I'm still in art class, and this guy Silverstein, he's the art teacher. He wants me to paint a mural, but he wants me to do this corny ass shit, the tools of an artist, with easels and scissors and shit like that. And I'm like, what's this, the 50s? I'm thinking, the guy has no vision. So, but what I want to do, because, I'm in love with this Esperanza, what I want to do is, paint a mural of Esperanza on there. And that would be like a tribute to her, show, the art. It'd be great, But he wants nothing to do with it. He says that's graffiti, He has his kind of nasal voice. And he doesn't want me to do with it. I keep trying to convince him he doesn't want to do anything with it. So now I'm pissed, right? And I'm going to get this guy back, because now this whole vengeance thing comes over again. So I'm going to get this guy back. So now I go down. Nana has this locker in the bowels of the basement, some with fog and everything. You hear all this crazy shit. So I go down and I tell him all about this Silverstein not wanting me to do this, doing this mural. And I say, I'm like, come on, now we gotta take this shit back. That's the white man keeping the artist down, I'm like Nat Turner with this speech, I'm like, yeah, the white man, they always do that to the white man. So I get Nana all hyped up, So he's all, yeah, he bangs his umbrella against one of the lockers. Yo, Strong, tomorrow night, man, we be stepping out, Port Elizabeth, Savoy Lounge. Always be some bugged out shit going down there, man. Niggas always be getting capped, sliced, all kind of shit. Yo, take your pad, man. We gonna capture that shit. So, a couple of days later, we decide we're going to the Savoy Lounge, and I have to sneak out of the house. I come up and I meet him on the 6th Avenue up there, and when I meet Nana, he's casually leaning against a maroon 73 Mercury sedan, which matches his equally cool maroon leather coat. Yo, Nana, what's up? Sorry, all right, Strong, let's tip. He lights a cool and gives his ever-present umbrella one final twirl. Yo, that's a bad ride you got, nah? We hop into the sedan. It's then that I notice that Nana is starting the car not with a key, but with a contraption that looks suspiciously like a wire. It takes a few seconds to set it in. Oh my God, we're driving a stolen car, and I'm an accessory. Oh shit. I almost yell it out, but quickly I decide I'd better not. Jesus, not only am I going to this notorious Savoy lounge to ostensibly witness a murder with Nana Johnson, but we're driving a stolen car. I sit there stiffer than this 47-year-old virgin, a librarian on her honeymoon night. I look over at Nana, not knowing what to say. He plucks out a joint from his pocket, sparking it up with his cool, and then he pulls it in deeply, passes over to me. What Nana doesn't know is that I have never partaken of the good herb before. So I try to copy his like nonchalant expertise, taking in a huge hit. And I'm like coughing like a wounded seal for like 5 minutes. Tears are rolling down my cheeks. It's like I watched Born Free or something, Damn, Strong, ain't you never smoked this shit before? Yeah, Nana, but damn, this shit is potent, man. I ain't never had shit like this before. Whoa. So he fishes out a pint bottle of nitrate from his pocket and downs a big gulp. Then he hands it over to me as he keeps the steering wheel on cruise control, not using his hands at all. I don't know what type of liquor this is, but I eagerly down it, trying to extinguish this burning bush that's raging inside my chest. It goes down like a flammable concoction of rubbing alcohol, grape Kool-Aid, and Vicks cough medicine, and immediately sprays out of my nose, right? And Nana gives me a look like I'm some kind of fucking sexual deviant, So in between, like sneezing, wheezing, and then tearing, I quickly take another gulp, toke on the J, take another gulp, toke on the J. I'm like this manic thing, trying to be cool, We're passing the twin vice back and forth in a manic effort to prove myself. Suddenly, I just start cracking up, man. I'm laughing like my belly is sore, man. And even Nana breaks a smile as we pass the twin vices between us. Man, you be bugging as shit, he says as I continue snorting nitrate and smoke out of my nose and mouth. By the time we near the Savoy, I've completely forgotten what it is I'm supposed to be afraid of in the first place. So we hop out of the ride, right? Nana brandishes a brown leather cap, instructs me to put it on and wear the bill like tilted heavily over to the side. There, now you be cool. So I wonder if I'm even gonna get in tonight. Never mind get served. I'm only 15 and a half years old. Nah, are you sure I'm gonna get in tonight, man? I don't have any ID. I have nothing. Yo, you with me, man. That's the end of that reading. I have a little bit more I could do if anybody wants to hear any more about Christmas time when I was a black militant. Okay. So you have to know, this is like a few months later, and I am so black by this time. I'm a blacker black militant than any black kid in the school. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, what up? Like that. So I'm totally identified. So it's Christmas now, and this is like the first Christmas that I've been black. So, so it seems like I'm being bombarded with the barrage of Christmas whiteness on a daily basis. Whiteness everywhere. Or maybe it's just that I'm aware more of it this year than ever before. Christmas carols play relentlessly at every point, at work, at home, in the stores, everywhere. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. May all your Christmases be white. Why couldn't they ever sing about black Christmases? Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Who actually roasted chestnuts on an open fire anyway, huh? Maybe those Hardy Boy-looking punks who model in the Sears catalogs, or maybe they do, I don't know. Probably the corny Holdens who live next door, but that was it. But those painfully white Christmas specials keep appearing. The King Family Christmas. Ultra corny dancing and caroling. Who the fuck is the King family anyway? And how do they manage to get a Christmas special every year? You never hear about them the whole rest of the year, right? Then suddenly, they're right on your television set once the holiday season begins. What do they do the rest of the year? That's what I want to know. But the one that really finally makes me snap, though, is the Osmond Family Christmas. I mean, as if Donnie and Marie aren't putrid enough, now they unleash their utterly untalented, butterballish little brother, Jimmy Osmond. And he's out there trying to sing and dance. And everybody's applauding. Look at the little guy go. He's a pistol, huh? My father offers. That kid's hot stuff, isn't he? Chimes in my mother. I really want to throw up, man. I have no choice but to speak up. Man, no wonder black people started rioting in the 60s. Having to watch this shit all these years, all this whiteness on TV for 20 years, that'd make anybody want to burn down a city. They make up only 10% of the population, my friend. Give us a break here, huh? My father says. Not in this part of the country. It's probably, I bet you, it's at least like 30 or 35%. At least I bet, I counter. Go to your room then if you don't want to watch it. But don't spoil Christmas for the rest of us, my mother cuts in. Yeah, Superfly. Why don't you just go like to the movies in Newark or something? Go see Blackula, pipes up my sister Marion. All right, that's enough, my father says. Anything is better than this junk. I slip in the last word as I head up to my room. My father yells up the stairs. Listen, I don't know what the hell bug you have up your ass with all this black stuff, my friend, but you better put a cork in it real soon. I'll tell you that. So that's it. That's pretty much it. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you all enjoyed that. So, oh, wow. Will, you made it. Wow. Well, now I have, if anybody wants to ask, and actually, this man right here, Robert McCaskill, is the one, he actually, if it wasn't for him, he helped me write this book. And if I hadn't been for him, because he was my acting coach before that, and he helped me write the book. So he has a large part to do with it. We worked for like years on that book. So you can ask him any questions too. But right now, if anybody wants to ask any questions, anything about the book or anything like that, you can ask me. You can ask my mother if any of this stuff is true. You can. Yeah, that's my real mother. He makes believe he's my mother, but he's not really. Yes. But yeah.
What happened to Nani?
Well, to be honest, Nana?
Nana, yeah.
Actually, everybody in the book died. Literally, I'm not kidding, except for me, my family, and my cousins. And well, these McGee sisters that one of my cousins wound up marrying. Everybody else pretty much died. That's literally how crazy the high school was.
During high school they died?
They died right after high school. Two guys Nana actually went to prison for murder for like 20 years, and he got out and he died, I guess, of drug. The rest of the people died of every other kind of drug and getting stabbed to death, whatever stuff. Some of the Esperanza actually also shooting up, drugs much later. Pretty much everybody else. And the older people kind of kicked off. And so it was me, my family, and my cousins, and that was pretty much it.
Joe, what do you think it was about black culture that attracted you? What was the appeal, do you think?
Well, for one, I think that it was the dominant culture in the school, because even like I said, they were only a minority in our school. There was only maybe like 150 black kids against, like, I don't know, 500 white kids. I don't know I don't know what the city, and plus the fact that after I got the mustache, everybody thought I was Puerto Rican. So I had this kind of like, I had this kind of like different view. I was able to kind of scratch through all these different, on the edges of all these different races. And the black culture seemed really vibrant to me. It seemed like they were, you know, they were dancing, they were fighting, everybody knew each other. They, you know, they talked, there was a music to the way they talked. It was kind of like a big club, and I guess I was looking, you know, as always, looking to belong to something. And this seemed to be like the coolest, and plus the fact when I fought, I got like so much respect, and it was so interesting to me that I think that's probably the reason I really got into it. It lasted for quite a while. I mean, I literally was like that till I was probably like 21 or 22. And I was like, you know, even when I went to acting school in New York, I was like, yeah, you know, it was like that kind of thing. So it was pretty interesting. And then, you know, like I said, it was being on the edge of this, you know, it's not coming from like a, you know, like a white cracker experience, like a blonde-haired, since, you know, I was kind of able to go in and out of all these situations. So I think that mainly was the big appeal to that whole thing.
You just didn't want to be white.
Yeah, well, my sisters were really, they hung out with these like white trash kids. And they would like play The Devil Went Down to Georgia and Sweet Home Alabama. And I'd be like coming in, man, you turn that white shit off, you know? So I didn't want to have any part of these bums. So I was kind of, and plus the fact I kind of looked, it was like the weird thing, I kind of looked like I could be in any kind of nationality or group. Even today, like people always think I'm Puerto Rican, Arabic, Egyptian, whatever. So, you know, of course, Italian, Sicilian. So yeah, that was part of it. It was definitely exciting because at that time it wasn't open. Like now, things are kind of like everything. You know, things are more. I know we're having a lot of trouble like in the country, but things are much more integrated. There's not secrets. You know, it's like when you go in. In those days, when you went into the black culture, it was like whoa. You know, like you're seeing jazz and you're seeing like all this stuff and the pimps, you know, everybody wore was like, everything was bright and it was like, whoa, it was like a whole different world.
Why don't you admit to being half Irish?
Never. Yeah, so it's, yeah, and I can't, of course, you know, the Sicilian thing, I got it from more on my other side, my father's side, but yeah, that was, as you can see, my mother's very white. But,
I could be her son.
yeah, yes, yes, yeah, yes.
I have no color. I look more like your son.
You're very white, Peter. Yeah, so this is like a whole thing. I still do this, as some of these guys that work with me, know that I still will, as I still pull, I still do all this kind of stuff. I go from like the mafia thing to like the, each neighborhood I go into, I can be like that person. If I go into like a Puerto Rican neighborhood, like, yo soy boricua, sí, sí, yo, what up? Most of those guys were literally like, they didn't last right after high school. They pretty much didn't last. It was probably, if they lasted a couple of years after high school, that was a lot.
Gang too, right?
What's that?
A gang too, the Orange Brothers?
Oh, those guys died. Yeah, they died like, they were a mess, boy. Those guys were doing, back then, people were doing like angel dust and everything like regularly. That was a thing that people just did. I mean, I did it a couple of times myself, man, and it was like, my mother did not. On graduation day, I was driving up the sidewalk. Ah! Yeah, so, yeah, so these guys were serious hardcore. This wasn't like taking your lunch money. This is serious stuff. These guys were serious. They were no fake thugs, put it that way. So it wasn't all of them. I'm not saying the whole school was like that. It was probably about 20 of these guys just basically took over. And everybody was petrified of this guy, Nana, because he was literally insane. He was literally a psycho. He was literally like a murderer. The other guys were too, but he was like, he would just kill anybody for no reason.
Was he, Joe? Was he like 30?
Oh, he was like 25 or something.
He wasn't like some
Yeah, there was a guy named Richie Neves who was in our class. He came from the Bronx, and we didn't know what nationality. He was of an indeterminate nationality. We didn't know he was black, Italian, Puerto Rican, but he had this neck and he was like this, and he was like, hey, you fuck. And he was like 25 in 8th grade or so, 9th grade or something like that. We had all these kind of guys that came over from these other parts of the country, you know, New York, the Bronx, and everything like that, and they were just there. They were like men. And we were like 13, 14 years old, you know? Still, and this was kind of mostly in New Jersey, in this town, Roselle, which was weird because it was surrounded by like Elizabeth and Linden and Newark and those places, which are kind of like ghetto towns in a way. But Roselle had kind of like, had maintained this like 1940s type of purity when we got there. Yeah, it was like frozen in time. It was like the girl actually dressed up as a pilgrim. I mean that stuff really did happen. I mean, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. There was things like, I mean, it was really like that. There was that gang. It was actually, huh? And the father, John, he would always wait till the last day before Christmas and get the worst Christmas tree ever. And it'd be like 9 feet tall, but it'd have like 3 branches. And we'd like see it in their house. It'd be like, there's the Christmas tree again. It was the worst. And he'd always make paper mache weather owls and put them on the front porch window. That was really scary. And like these kids, the Holdens, they actually lived a couple of blocks from us, but they actually did, they had a music teacher, German music teacher, named Herr Krieger. And he would give them 3 hours of piano lessons all the time, and he'd hear them go, schnell, sofort. That's why they like John Philip Sousa, I think, was because of him. But really kind of was like that, but it was like once that situation kind of dissipated, it was like a completely different world. This is the book, The Edge of Whiteness.
What a picture.
That's me when I was like 17 years old.
How old are you in that?
I think I was like 17 or 18.
That's, yeah, I figured you were young, but you look like.
Oh, yeah. No, that's actually,
If I brought my coffee,
oh, thank you, Peter.